Hello everybody. Today I'm going to try and test out my cooking setup. Hopefully I can do this all in one take because cooking is not something I want to be doing more than I need to. Okay, so I've got everything set up, kind of. Everything is still nice and clean, which is good. I have noticed that if you place this here, well, for starters, without something in it, it'll fall off. Secondly, not all of these little prongs here are even. You can kind of see some are at more of an angle than others. So, but still clean. Good. We will be making this, hopefully, if I get it right. Now, I won't be using these instructions almost at all, but I'm gonna treat it almost like a pancake mix style. Just mix it to texture, try to cook it. I have looked it up. That is supposedly safe. Or not, it's not a matter of safe, it'll work. It'll actually it'll hopefully give me the texture. Because it's been a long time since I've had cornbread. So, anyway, so now that we have a plan, let's get to it. Alright, so I have put the package of dry cornbread in here. The full thing, because I feel like it's going to be easier to store cooked leftovers than this powder. We will see how well that goes. But if it does work, it'll be nice to just have cornbread I can grab. So, okay, so I've got water here. That's probably more water than I need, but I will drink whatever I don't use. And I'm just going to pour it for the shot, and then I'm going to pause and mix it as I pour it. Okay, so it is mixed. I feel like that's decent consistency, if maybe just a little runny. Now, my original plan was to just mix it up, throw it on the burner here, and then and bake it like that. But previous experience says that's probably a bad idea because I don't think these are non-stick. These don't feel like non-stick whatever. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop a little bit out of here and then put it into here, cook little pancakes. And I have a little bit of oil that I got from my dad. And so, I'm actually just going to really quick, gently, with just a little in there for the shot. There. So now there's oil in that one, and I can start heating it up. I won't be able to let go of this, so I will see what I can do on camera. I think I can light this. It's literally just turn this. Oh, there it goes. See if I can. It's a little windy. Here, let me rotate. Maybe not lift it, just rotate it to try and get that flame not going directly into the ignition. So now. Okay, so oil is on the fire. And I'm thinking this is a little hot. Come on, there we go. So, give me 1 second. So I've adjusted the heat just a little bit to keep it from sizzling and sparking. Pouring in the mix is going to be something I can't do. I think I might have turned it down too low. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Anyway, so adjusting the heat, pouring the mix into this, that's all gonna have to be off camera until I have a tripod of my own. So, okay, so I won't really be able to like flip it or anything, but I can let go and kind of try to spread it out a little. So I will let that sit and see what I can do to help it just kind of cook. Because this little flame has very direct heat, and it's hard to know whether or not that is actually doing what I need on top. But we will see in a minute. Okay, so I think I've made 2 mistakes. First, this might be a little sticky, not a little watery. And second, this bit needs to be smaller in the pan so I can turn it, because I've just sort of burnt it on the center of the bottom. Fortunately, it's really easy to clean, and that's why you see kind of it mixed up together. I don't think I'm gonna get like a normal pancake or corn cake or whatever. I am gonna end up with some sort of cooked mix. I'll let you guys know what's going on when I have it. Okay, so here is plan B, or more accurately, plan A, but a little more refined. I accidentally added a little too much water, and now it's way too runny. But water can be cooked off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the heat and then stir it to try and get it evenly cooked. And I have added oil to this. I have no idea how that's going to treat it, but there is oil in it. Hopefully that'll keep it from sticking, combined with me stirring. Okay, but that is the idea. Let's see if we can handle it. Ooh. Don't want this to Here, let me switch my hands. So I'm gonna turn this on. And ignite. So. I'm gonna move this. Turn this on. There we go. And then I'm gonna remove this and move it over to here. Just trying to keep everything clean, because if I keep it clean, it'll be way easier to clean up later. And I will see you guys when this does something. I am beginning to think what I have done is a bit of a mistake, because this is not cleaning up quite as easily as I thought it would. And I'm starting to think what I've done is I have taken corn muffin mix and turned it into burnt, sticky corn muffin mix. Because I don't think there's any raw ingredients in that. But I will look into it to see if at all, like if eating raw corn, whatever, is detrimental. I know eating raw corn tends to be detrimental, but if cornmeal is actually contains raw ingredients that shouldn't be ingested. This is either going very well or very poorly, and I am not skilled enough to know. But there are bits of like what might be muffin if they were dry. Careful. I'm thinking the uneven heating is going to be a very big issue. And I'm wondering if I can set up some sort of double boiler. And that would work, because then I would be boiling water and cooking. But yeah, I'm going to get back to making sure this doesn't kill anything. And then I will see you when it is possibly done, unless I have another thought about it. So I've had another thought, and I'm trying the double boiling thing because this is getting nice and sticky, and the problem is that all the stuff in the center is the only part that's actually getting cooked. So I need to clean this anyway. I've put water in it, and now I'm gonna try and boil it, and hopefully that'll transfer the heat much more uniformly to the bottom of this, and then from there it just cooks. So all right, let's try this thing. Okay, so this seems to be working somehow. I'm not entirely sure quite yet, but that's boiling, which is help getting it cleaned. This is getting hot, which is good for the cornbread, because there is like raw flour in this, and that is bad. Hey, I knew that raw flour was bad. I wasn't sure if it was in the cornbread, but I took a look, and like the first thing on it is wheat flour and degerminated yellow cornmeal. So yeah, gotta make sure this is cooked to some extent. I'm wondering to what extent, though. Because this is clearly not what it was supposed to be. We'll see. Alright, it is sticky enough to actually turn. I just sort of shook this around until it rotated. And that is starting to look like I could eat some of it. We will see. We will see how the rest of this goes. Hooah! That was such a weird sign-off. Okay, so, if it isn't obvious by the shadows, I have been cooking this for possibly over an hour. And that's still doughy. Like, that's... I've been switching on and off the freaking water, because that helps disperse the heat, but it also prevents the heat from getting too high. Or possibly high enough to actually cook this. And I don't know what to do now. Like, is this safe to eat? I ate the other one before I knew that there was raw flour in it. So I'm hoping that doesn't have complications. It probably will. But, I can handle a little bit. But that's a lot of what is effectively at this point raw material that has been slightly burnt and mixed up together into what is now a loaf. And I'm thinking I need to adjust my strategy at some point. Because this is problematic. I'll figure it out eventually. But it'll be a bit. Hopefully I'll remember what I did that next time, so that it's not this long. Alright, so this is what I have started doing, because I have what effectively amounts to here as like a dough. And so I'm doing what I can to just sort of cook it down to something that's not whatever. I don't think this gets hot enough to properly cook these. If not, I have an actual base camp that I can, like, utilize. But, this, ooh. Yeah, just catching that is like, you know what? This might not be very hot. But yeah. I'll have to figure out what can and cannot be done in this. More specifically. Because cornbread is not one of those things. Alright, this is going to be my final log within this adventure. And what I have created is effectively a chicken nugget without the chicken. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna take the rest of this and see if I can't prepare it on a larger deal while I have it. But, it's a chicken nugget without the chicken, man. And it's not even fully cooked. Oh my gosh. Whatever. I'm gonna stitch this together and try to put it out there as quick as possible. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is a breakdown of what I've learned. First, I need better temperature control. the system that I have, that little deal, it's either way too hot or not hot enough. And that tends to be the issue with gas as far as like my personal experience goes. The solution to that in my mind is to not cook anything like this ever again and maintain high liquid foods effectively, because boiling water is self-temperature regulating. That's why the double boiler idea was what my mind initially went to, is if I can maintain boiling water, then the boiling water maintains a very specific temperature. And it worked, kind of, when it was. But I'm thinking only broths, stews, soups. That's going to be what this is really good at. But I've made it back to the pseudo base camp, other camp that my parents are staying at. And I'm going to be dealing with waste. Depending on whether or not it's salvageable, they'll probably give me something. This has been my first attempt to cook something. And I feel like if I had cooked the stew that I have, it probably would have turned out better. But I decided to try and get creative. My only question now is, if it's so difficult to cook something like cornbread on a system like mine, why was it so popular during the pioneering era? Like, that's kind of where I know it from. Is that just like, did I do it wrong? Or I probably just did it wrong. Anyway, that has been my video for today. Until the next one, Lord keep you.